Alright everybody, what's going on? How you all doing? I gotta say, this chapter of Black Clover is probably my favorite chapter to date. Just because, something's poking my eye, just because we got a lot. Not really a lot, but we got some really cool characterization in this chapter. We learned more about the characters, we learned more about the Sorcery Emperor. And I like this dude. This dude is cool. He's nice, relaxed. I don't really get the vibe that he's, like, really powerful. I mean, I know to an extent that he has to be because he's the Sorcery Emperor. Especially when he tells us how to become... When he tells Juno and Asta how to be... how you become the Sorcery Emperor. When he tells us that, we know he's powerful to an extent, but it doesn't seem like he... I don't get the feeling he just oozes power and whatnot, but I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that's, you know, calm, collected, jokes around a little bit, and then when he's serious, he fucking destroys cities or something like that. But what I really liked about this chapter is the majority of the chapter was about Juno, Asta, pretty much Asta's group and Juno's group from the whole dungeon situation that was going on the last few chapters, were them giving their report to the Emperor, and this was really cool. We get to see pretty much what the powers are that Juno and Asta got. For instance, Juno got a... I forget what they called it exactly, but it's like one of 4 magic powers, and I guess these magic powers choose the person. So it looks like this particular magic chose Juno, and the Emperor's looking at it. He's kind of reading it. He can read it a little bit. And then Asta, he's super enthusiastic about seeing the Emperor, and it was pretty funny overall. One thing I have to say that I like about this is there were a couple times in this chapter where you had your main dialogue, and then it had, like, the characters who were, like, in a surprise. They were, like, making a surprised face, and their mouths were open, and then there were some, like, words and dialogue, like, in the mouth. I don't know why. I just kind of liked that. It's like the character was, I don't know, saying something in their head, and it was in their... I don't know why I liked it. I just really liked it, and I hope more manga do that. But I really like that in Black Clover. They started doing that more in this chapter, and I thought that was really cool. But one of the things I really liked is when Asta opened up his book, and the Emperor was just like, "This is unreadable. There's nothing." And then he just pulls the sword out of the book, which is the first time we get to really... I mean, obviously, to an extent, we knew where the sword came from. We saw it go into the book the last chapter, or the chapter before, I can't remember, but... it was just kind of nice getting, you know, double confirmation that the sword is indeed coming out of the book. And he does hand it to the Emperor, and the thing is heavy. Like, the Emperor can barely hold it, and Asta was swinging it around like crazy like 2 chapters ago. And then he notices that the sword is sucking his magic. So only Asta can really use it since he has no magical abilities, which is just awesome. I really like the fact that they're playing off the fact that Asta has no magic, like, whatsoever. I really like that they're playing off of that, because I feel like that is going to be a huge advantage as far as him in this world that is severely dependent on magic, and I really like that they're playing off of that. And one of the things that was really cool, the Emperor seems like a really, just like a really cool guy. And I like how he tells it like it is, really. Juno and Asta ask, "How do you become the Sorcery Emperor?" And he just flat out tells them, "Results. You get the faith of the people with results." That is it. I really like that. It's none of that BS where you have to get the confidence of the people, and you have to be a good, I don't know, you have to be a good public figure of sorts. No. If you get results, you will be the Sorcery Emperor, because if you get results, you're getting shit done. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And then obviously you'll need to be a good Emperor afterwards, but results mean you get shit done, and that is what people like. I liked that. That was awesome. And one thing I want to address that happened earlier in the chapter was these two girls, the one that went with Asta to see the Emperor, and then the one from Juno's group, both seemed to be having some feelings for Asta. And it was a pretty funny moment, and I'll be honest with you guys, I like me some little tidbits of romance and stuff like that, but I don't know, we're gonna have to see how this goes, because it kind of felt, I don't really want to say out of place, it just, the way they did it felt a little weird to me. I don't know about that, but overall, this was probably one of my favorite chapters in Black Clover. It was just seeing the Emperor and them talking to each other, getting some little bits of information, and then at the end we get to see Asta and Juno's competition, and I really like how a lot of the characters kind of have a theme going on. It kind of feels like it's Fairy Tail and Naruto, but also has a mix of like Renaissance era type stuff, or kind of Victorian London type thing. It's hard for me to describe it. If you guys have played this game up here, The Order 1886, that is it had a real Order 1886 vibe when the Emperor just opens up the room for the whole medal ceremony, and you get to see all these people. They all just have like a real like Victorian type feel to them, or look to them anyway. I don't know how to describe it. I really liked the artwork on the characters, though. It was top-notch artwork on the characters on that panel, but overall, I'm going to give this chapter, I have to give it about an 8. I really liked it. Just a lot of characterization, a good bit of information, filling in some gaps. I really like this chapter. It's hard for me to explain completely, but overall was just I felt was a really good, solid chapter. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please give it a like or subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you all so much for the love and support you have left. I got the hiccups. Thank you all so much for the love and support you've given on all the previous videos. It has been awesome. I love you all, and I will see you all next time. I am out.